What's going on, King of Kings family? It is day 25 of our Acts campaign, reading one chapter a day from the book of Acts from January 1st to February 1st, skipping Sundays. And we are in Acts chapter 25, and I'm zeroing in on verse 8. Paul is on trial again in front of a different ruler this time. He spent 2 years in jail, and now he is in front of Festus, who's just a different ruler. He succeeded the previous guy, Felix, who kept Paul in jail for a couple of years, trying to get a bribe out of him, I guess. And so the Jewish leaders come and they're presenting their case, and it's weak because none of it's true. And instead of arguing point by point all the things that they are wrong about, in verse 8, Paul simply says, I've done nothing wrong against the Jewish law, against the temple, or against Caesar. And I learned a while back that the way to deal with lies, with accusations that aren't true, is to starve them. When you starve a lie, it dies. And I've been in conflicts with people before where I've tried to defend myself. There's been accusation, or there's been something that I don't believe to be true, and I used to argue point by point to try to prove to that person, or to prove to whoever the argument was in front of that person was wrong. And I've found this to be true as well, that when I simply sit back and say, look, this isn't what happened, I'm sorry you feel that way, I apologize for any part that I might have done, but I didn't do this, and let the lie starve, that it ends up dying. The lie ends up dying. And that's really what happens here. And finally, Paul starts to see the direction that this is headed, and he appeals to Caesar because he knows what his rights are, and that moves the case along to the next place to go. But the principle here is that when it's an accusation from outside, or even an accusation internally, sometimes our flesh accuses us, the Bible tells us, or when the enemy is trying to speak into our lives in a way that is negative, telling us we're not good enough, telling us we haven't done enough, telling us we don't have enough. Instead of arguing with ourselves or arguing with the devil, just let it die, starve it, move on to the next thing. Acknowledge that it's there, but that it has no truth to it, and then move forward. When you starve a lie, it dies. And so my prayer for each of you, whatever external pressure you're facing that's built on a lie, that rather than try to wage war against it, simply starve it and let it die. That's all for today. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.